Michelle Obama to skip Trump inauguration. CNN story. So Michelle Obama, First Lady of Barack Obama, wasn't at Jimmy Carter's funeral when him and Trump were speaking. If you remember, not him, Michelle. When Barack and Trump were speaking, Michelle wasn't sitting there. And now we're hearing about the fact that Michelle Obama is also not going to be at the inauguration. And there's a lot of different theories. Why is she not coming? Michelle Obama will not attend it. Inauguration, breaking with the tradition of former First Ladies participating in the ceremony. Her office stated former President Barack Obama is confirmed to attend the 68th inaugural ceremonies. Former First Lady Michelle Obama will not be attending inauguration without providing further explanation. Michelle Obama has previously expressed animosity towards Trump, accusing him of endangering her family through his rhetoric. Reflecting on attending Trump's 2017 inauguration, she said in a 2023 podcast, there were tears. There was that emotion. But then to sit on that stage and watch the opposite of what we represented on display, there was no diversity. There was no color on that stage. There was no reflection of the broader sense of America on that stage. Vinny, I'll come to you first. What do you think's going on here with Michelle Obama not attending? Let's give serious commentary. What do you think
I'm being dead. Well, first and foremost, your husband was the president of the United States for 8 years. And again, we're the most racist. This is the worst country ever. I think personally, it's something deeper. Let's not forget. Well, first of all, she doesn't show up to the funeral. That has nothing to do with Trump. This is the funeral of a past president. You have to go, unless God forbid there's something wrong with you. She was on vacation in Hawaii, okay? On a vacation. And this to me, it feels like, and she's not coming to this one, this feels like an episode of House of Cards where Frank Underwood's wife wants to leave him for crazy. It's kind of makes sense in this sense. She wants to leave him, but they're all acting as if it's something else. She was visiting her sick mother and all that stuff. But let's not forget, Michelle has been open about her tough marriage with Barack. And she even said that there was a decade where she couldn't stand him. Okay, she couldn't stand him, and that's marriage, long term. You guys get the picture. But I think this is something. I think this might be something deeper. You could play the whole I hate Trump and I don't want to be there. I feel, this is my opinion, and I've heard rumors about this online too, that there might be something deeper. They might not be happy with each other. She said she couldn't stand him for 10 years. Maybe she can't stand him right now, and maybe this might be the end. Which I think that's where I'm at. I think this could be deeper, Tom.
Tom, what do you think?
Well, no jokes.
I'm being dead serious.
No, I'm saying for me. I'm not going to make any comments here. It would be very easy to do so, but I'm going to look at it this way. The world is watching. Yeah. And I actually get emotional when I think about this. The world is watching our transfer of power. The world is watching, and there's a time to be orderly and to demonstrate our leadership and our strength as a country. And I'll be honest with you, this is disappointing to see that the outgoing First Lady over the last couple months, not outgoing, she was the prior First Lady, to see her not attend, it's like, unless, Kate, Williams' wife in the UK,
she's sick.
She had cancer treatments, but they wanted to keep it down.
Yeah.
So she didn't attend things. Unless Michelle is sick and they're just leaving it quiet, then I think that, she should be attending. And I have to say this.
Say it.
Trump did not attend Biden's inauguration.
Thank you.
And so I have to look at it and say, hey, come on, no matter how bad the campaign, no matter how bad the attacks, we need to stand on that stage together and show the unified force of the United States of frickin' America. And I think you should be there for that moment. You can, even in the pit of angst and disgust that is the political election cycle, you can take 2 hours, even in the cold, and stand there in front of the rest of the world and say, we may fight with ourselves, but you don't want to fight with us.
Very good point.
Adam.
Look, I thought it was such a great moment when Trump and Obama were sitting next to each other, joking around, having a conversation at Jimmy Carter's funeral. I thought that was compelling. I thought it was needed. I thought it was unifying. I thought it was synergistic for America. I think we need stuff like that. I agree with Tom. I don't like the fact that President Donald Trump, who lost the election in 2020, didn't show up to Joe Biden's inauguration. I didn't like that. I think that Trump is hopefully turning a new page. He's sort of playing with house money. I think he's hopefully going to extend an olive branch and be kinder and nicer and be more inviting to people. Michelle Obama not doing this just shows that she's vindictive and she's emotional and she's playing the race card. You know, for me, if Barack Obama didn't show up, we got a problem. We have a story. If if Michelle Obama doesn't show up, okay. We show that you're petty. It shows that you're not willing to put America first and you're putting your personal interests first. Okay, Michelle, thank you. By the way, has any couple in America had a worse year than the Obamas?
I don't think so.
Have they?
No.
Because between the scolding, between the looking down, between the talking down to people, between the if you're black and you don't vote for Kamala, it worked zero. So Trump's coming in round two.
So
Barack Obama, Michelle Obama.
So a couple
on the
things.
low.
Couple things. One, remember, Melania didn't attend the invitation that the Bidens gave to go there, and Melania didn't go. Trump went. I don't know if you remember that. This was like 6 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. When you remember there was a picture of Joe Biden and Trump, and they were talking to each other, and Jill was there, but Melania didn't go. Okay,
This was what event?
This was 5 weeks ago, guys. Just type in Joe Biden. Type in Biden invites Trump. Melania skips.
Oh, to the White House.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
This was
Okay,
5
okay.
weeks ago, guys,
Yeah.
when the meeting took place, and Melania chose not to go. Yeah, there you go.
I'm okay with that.
Melania chose not to go. Melania expected to skip Wednesday's White House.
This is
what
after he won the election.
Guys,
This is
I understand. I'm
know.
trying to make my point, and you're giving commentary.
I'm sorry. I'm
I
pulling
get
a
it. So
Tom. I'm
Melania
sorry.
Trump expected to skip, so she skipped, which, by the way, it's fine. Okay. So now Michelle wants to skip this. Totally get it. Melania just had a book come out. Jennifer's reading her book, and she's loving the book. Here's Melania talking about her experience with Michelle Obama when they came in. I've never seen her talk about this stuff, okay? She is now openly talking about some of the stories, okay? Go for it, Rob. Play this clip.
What is it like when you're moving back in the White House? What's different this time?
The difference is I know where I will be going. I know the rooms where we will be living. I know the process. The first time was challenging. We didn't have much of the information. The information was upheld for us from previous administration. But this time I have everything. I have the plans. I could move in. I already packed. I already selected the furniture that needs to go in. So it's very different transition this time, second time around.
Will you decorate it exactly like it was before, or are you making changes?
A little bit of changes, not much.
How have the Bidens been? Have they been accommodating, and are they still living there?
They're still living there, and they will be out on January 20. So what happened is on January 20, the transition team has only 5 hours to move Biden's out and to move us in. So everything needs to be planned to the minute. I will be in the White House, and when I need to be in New York, I will be in New York. When I need to be in Palm Beach, I will be in Palm Beach. But my first priority is, to be a mom, to be a first lady, to be a wife. And once we are in on January 20, it's you serve the country.
What a night and day difference. You heard what she said, Pat?
She did.
She used a different word. She said upheld. They were withheld. That means when she came in with Barack and Michelle, they withheld information, and they basically said, to hell with you. You're on your own to come in.
That's what she's saying.
That's what she's saying.
She's saying the fact that they were not helpful. And again, listen, drama, like what you said, a little bit of what Michelle is doing, and hey, I'm not going to be there. I think it's going to be totally fine that they're not going to be there. The reality of it is what? Trump won.
Yeah.
They're in there. Melania gets to go back in and do whatever she wants to do with the way the White House is going to look. They won. History books are going to favor Trump's. That's what's going to happen. And that, above anything else, I can't see why it's tough for Michelle to be there fully. I can't see what's going to be tough for her to be there. Vinny, what are your thoughts on this story?
I have one question.
Yeah.
I want your honest opinion. In regard to Trump not going to the inauguration when Biden won. And this, I'm being dead serious. If you believe, Pat, and you knew and you had proof in your heart of hearts that they cheated, the Biden administration cheated, the deep state cheated, all the voting, all the irregularities, it's a fact. There's no joking. FBI was at Twitter. You know all that, and it's a fact, guys. It's not BS. Would you, just because it's procedure, Tom, you showing up saying, I'm cool with it? That's number one. I want that question. If you guys can answer that. I wouldn't have gone. That's me personally. If they cheated, I knew they cheated. And number two, at the funeral, Adam, you're saying he was sitting next to Barack and it was fun and it's cordial, it's bringing back America. When he walked in front of them, Barack Obama tried destroying him. Hillary Clinton tried destroying him. The majority of the people in that room tried to literally kill him. Okay, put him in jail for the rest of his life, make him broke. And a lot of people would say that Butler shooting and all that, that's all deep state shit. How can you in your right mind say that that's a good thing for us? And I want to know, what do you guys think about if you knew that they cheated?
I'll give you a real world example that comes out of multiple biographies.
Go ahead.
Richard Nixon said, we knew and we had evidence that the Kennedy crime family, through the liquor associations, stole West Virginia. West Virginia was won by Richard Nixon. We knew that they had topped up in Illinois through Daley's crime machine in Chicago. And we knew it was going to be close, but we figured Kennedy's probably going to win it in Illinois. I did not think it. Richard Nixon has talked about all this, and the biographies of people that worked with Richard Nixon talk about it. Kennedy stole the election in 1960 with his father's finger on all kinds of buttons. And you know what Richard Nixon said? I did not think that a full-blown attack was good for the country. And he would be elected in 1968. I think that even if we're talking about transfer of power, I think for 2 hours, you demonstrate the leadership of the country that you wanted to lead to the rest of it. And by the way, I cannot imagine what it would have felt like to have the passion to serve that I clearly see President Trump has, to go through how he had to defeat the media, he had to defeat the RNC. Of all the opponents he defeated, he didn't just defeat Hillary Clinton on that November morning when he won. He defeated so much more, and the establishment. And then 4 years later, to feel like, I can't believe the empire struck back. I can't believe what that would, I just can't imagine what that would have felt like. But for 2 hours on the nation's capital, you can transfer power. As painful and as difficult as it could be, that's my opinion. And Richard Nixon said, for the good of the country, I'm not going to push this. So we have a real world example.
I'm interested in seeing this one thing. What is Melania's objective going to be in this second administration? Because, you know, what is the role of the First Lady, right?
They have a cause, right?
They have a cause. So just let's go down the causes that I even recall in my lifetime. Our president, I was born and Reagan was the president. Nancy Reagan, her cause was just say no, the war on drugs. How'd that work out?
Nothing.
Not so good.
Drugs won.
Michelle Obama, her whole thing was let's move, let's fight childhood obesity, and let's eat healthier. You guys are having fatter, more obese kids than ever, America. We said that they just outlawed red dye number 2, the food in America. Joe Biden's cause was education. And we can all basically argue that it's been indoctrination.
Dr. Joe Biden,
exactly.
all right?
I'm sorry, put a doctor on her name. Melania, in a ironic twist, do you remember what her objective was and what her cause was? Be best. So cyberbullying. If there's anybody that knows a thing or two about cyberbullying, Donald Trump. So it's going to be very interesting to see what her next objective will be. She's no longer raising Barron. He was a kid when she was there. The guy's 18 years old, crushing it at NYU. She no longer has to support Trump in that matter. So I'd like to see what she does.
I want to know what Pat, because I know you want to move on, but what do you think? And I get it, what he's talking about the institution, but if they're trying to kill you and they're trying to destroy you and they cheated, would you personally, Pat, I know who you are. I know exactly who you are. You're going to show up, and just because you're supposed to show up knowing that they cheated, that's giving in to their actions. That's me. I want to know if you like.
So I'll tell you, we're in Hawaii. It's March of 2009. It's me, Jen, my dad, and we're there And I know what happened with what the company I was a part of did to me, and it was unbelievable with what happened. And everything was documented, everything that happened, and they eventually had to apologize for it when I flew out to Atlanta. And I sat in with 20 people. But after they apologized, I wanted to be the CEO of that company, and I wanted to eventually run that company. Okay, and I felt I would have done a good job to do it. It was important to me to do so. And we're in Hawaii. It's me and another guy named Jeff. Jeff will remember this vividly. They asked me to go to Hawaii. I went. I did not want to go to Hawaii. But I went, and the guy comes and he asked me to speak. And I said, Scott, respectfully, you don't want me to speak. He says, what do you mean? I said, I'm telling you as a favor to you. You're the president of the company. You do not want me to speak. I'm not going to speak. I'm here, but I'm not going to speak. So don't ask me to speak because it's not going to be something you're going to like. No, what are you talking about? You guys said, I'm telling you, I'm not speaking. So me and Jeff went, told them, and then boom. And the people that were there and know the story, it's probably 25 people that know the story. They know exactly what happened. I showed up and we did our thing. And then 6 months later, we started PHP. And then when they sued us and they had, they got people to be pinned against me. They pinned them against me by stuff that they said. So there was the lawyers in a room, and they're sitting there with everybody else, and everybody is throwing me under the bus, right? The people that didn't come with us. One of our guys, his name was Mohammed. Love this guy. He was like, Pat, I'm all you. A Muslim guy who, I can't give you his last name. I'm not going to give his last name, so I don't want to expose him. But he comes, and he said, I hate Patrick. He's this, he's that. He goes in there, he records the entire thing. And he says, Patrick, I was in the room for 3 hours. All these people that you helped, this guy said this guy said that, this guy said this. I have the entire recording here for you to listen to.
Wow.
I said, Mohammed, let me start off by saying to you, I appreciate the loyalty. I broke the disc. I trashed it. I said, I'm moving on. I'm not even looking back. Guys, when I move on.
It's over.
No, I move on. When I move on, I move on. And we'll never listen to it. Never. Of the people that were in that room with the lawyers, more than half of them came back to our company. Okay, think about it. The people that helped them sue, more than half of them came back to the company, and we moved on. Having said that, that's like 100% of what this guy went through on the national stage. This is not social. This is not any of that stuff. Having said that, remember, one area I'm very consistent when I express myself about the president, and I said this on Pierce the other day, he's in the best flow state I've ever seen him. His level of consciousness right now, it's the highest it's ever been, in my opinion, from what I've seen. I don't know the man. We've only spent probably a few hours together, not a lot. So, and that's here, Mar-a-Lago, a couple other interactions that we've had. And in 2020, business plan. In my business plan, page 2, for my own self, I said, you are battle tested, but just like the video games, there are levels to this game. The next one will be a big one. If you make it through the next level, you will exponentially grow. Few things you will have to embrace, which fights to fight, which fights to ignore, prevent being provoked. If you're going to fight, fight up, not down. Negative, bitter, entitled victims with time on their hands will try to get under your skin. This is their way of getting confirmation and validation. Don't fall for this trap. Mark Twain once said, you can't argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and beat you with experience. I have learned over the years that people like to verbally hit below the belt. That's Mark Twain. Be self-aware of this. Be like the water well. And I've said this before. Focus on signal instead of noise, right? I think 2020, the noise got a hold of Trump, period. And this time around, he is the noise. And he's signal. He was focused on getting the job done. A lot of people, like I talked to some guy the other day, says, oh my God, how does it feel? You were one of the top 10 people that helped him get elected with all this stuff. And da-da-da. I said, what we did is nothing compared to what he had. 99.9% of him winning is him. Of course, God and all the stuff that happened with the shooting. But for man to be able to go through hell like he did the last 18 months, I don't know if in the history of America anybody's ever had to go through that before. And that is why my level of respect for him being able to handle the pain, the noise, all of that is so high, and he prevailed. and he prevailed. And you can see that on Melania's face. You can see that on his face. You can see that both Melania and Trump went to the funeral of Jimmy Carter. She was willing to hug Mike Pence's wife, and she never once got up.
Yep.
To the point that even the other guy got up, the liberal guy, that climate change guy, Al Gore got up, Mike Pence got up, and he even talked to, but notice where she sat. Yep. She sat to the left away from everybody.
Yep.
Typically, a man sits in the aisle.
Yep.
If you ever sit I never sit in the middle and Jen sits in the aisle. I sit in the aisle. And part of it may be because she didn't want to sit next to Barack. It's just a male-female understanding sexual thing. But no, listen, they prevailed. History books are going to favor these guys. And some of the best books and movies and documentaries we ever watch is going to be about this guy. Stay tuned. Future looks bright. If you're at Valuetainment, we like to make predictions, okay? And we have a lot of fun with predictions. If you watch the podcast, we make predictions. We play the game of predictions. So, do you think you're pretty good at making predictions? Do you yourself? You're like, I'm very good at making predictions. Well, guess what? We're playing a game. And it's the first 100 days of Donald Trump as a president. And we're playing this game on VTnews.ai with a leaders bulletin, with a contest, with recognition at the end, with prizes at the end. And here's how it works. Every day, VTnews.ai is going to post a prediction for you to make on the website, and you go out there and make the predictions yourself. And by the way, to participate, all you have to do is put your email there. It's free. You don't have to do anything else. For some of you that want to take advantage of all the features that VTnews.ai gives, upgrade, use it. We use VTnews.ai for our podcast all the time. And here's how it works. It's starting today. And the way the scoring system works is the sooner you make the predictions, like Tom is doing it right now to get the highest scores. Look, he's doing it right now. He's not even waiting for us. Tom's been doing this so fast because he wants to be ahead of everybody. But we're going to show you how this works. So here's 14 predictions that are officially available on the website. Some of them are going to be funny. Some of them are not. And some of them are going to tell you exactly how many points you can get on those if you get them right. There is more points if you answer faster. So if you want to put a reminder on your phone in the morning, each prediction will be posted on the website at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So Rob, let's read some of these predictions on VTnews.ai from the top to bottom. And Vinny, Tom, Adam, if you guys want to score your predictions now, you can. Let's go through them.
I'm going to go. Okay,
so number one, I'm not logged in, but we can start it here right now. So number one, how many former presidents do you think will attend Trump's inauguration? Okay. None, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay. And if Michelle doesn't show up, it still counts as Obama showing up. So 4 is everybody shows up. 3 is one of them doesn't show up, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Vote.
Number 2, Trump has stated he has 100 executive orders planned for day 1. How many executive orders will Trump execute by the end of January 21st? That's a day after inauguration. You have the breakdown on how many he's going to do. Go to the next one, Rob. Okay. Which Trump cabinet appointee confirmation hearing process will take the longest if they are all confirmed at all? You can pick and choose which ones those are. They're right there. Go to the next one, Rob. What will the state of U.S. border security look like at the end of Trump's first week in office? It gives you options on what to do. 5, what will happen to Truth Social 1 month after Trump takes office? 6, will Trump pardon Snowden the first 100 days? 7, will Trump restart the Keystone Pipeline the first 100 days? 8, how many of Trump's core cabinet members will change within the first 100 days? Will Trump once again remove the U.S. from the Paris Climate Accords in his first 100 days? 10, how will inflation compare on the day 100 versus his first day? 11, will Trump evoke an executive order in his first 100 days to resume construction on the southern border, the wall that he wanted to build? 12, who will receive executive pardons during Trump's first 100 days? Rob, can you open that one up? Because that's 800 points. Oh, and that one, you got a few of them right there. Who do you think is going to get that? Will it be Biden, January 6 rioters, himself, Fauci, Mayorkas, or none of the above? Go to 13. I've got 2 more to go. Will an incident that creates a security concern happen during Trump's inauguration? And last but not least, will Trump take executive action against TikTok in his first 100 days? If you are good at, by the way, behind closed doors, I just want to prepare you guys. Because Tom has an MBA and the rest of us don't, Tom's been talking shit that he's going to kill us in this game because Tom is very good at these types of games. Yep. So if you want to join us, we're going to go all the way to the 100th day, which means the 100th day will be 100 days from January 20th. So it's not going to be done till February, March, April, end of April, okay? Maybe May 1st. And then the winners will have some special surprise and prizes for you guys. So go to vtnews.ai and start posting your predictions now. You do get points the earlier you post. So the second person gets fewer, third fewer, fourth fewer. And the leaders bulletin will be posted with your name there. Make sure your name is there so we can track you. You will see the leaders bulletin of people with the highest scores on their predictions. All right. So let's get right into it. Again, go to vtnews.ai, vtnews.ai to become the Newstradamus. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.